What's up, y'all? I'm Christian Ordaz with Trailblazer Media.
And I'm Parker Roukey, and this is AACTV. The winter formal is coming up, so make sure to mark your calendars for February 24th. The weather has also been dancing around lately, and we have Abby here to tell us all about it.
The Reno-Tahoe area has experienced an abundant amount of snow in the past few weeks. Students and teachers here at AACT have been affected by these weather conditions, including car accidents, snowed in, power outages, and snow days.
Even driving safely and slower on icy roads can put you in dangerous situations.
I was only going about 10 miles per hour, and then once you come to the intersection, you'll be like, this is a stop sign and there's cars coming this way. So I noticed there were some cars coming and I tried to slow down a little bit more, and I ended up braking on a pretty big ice patch, and there was not enough time to figure out what to do, so it was either hit the car or hit the stop sign. So I moved over to the side so I'd get on the curb, and I ended up hitting the stop sign.
While driving safe, there can still be a cost to pay.
It's going to cost $5,684.
Students' home lives were also affected by the weather.
On New Year's Eve, we had a power outage at 5 p.m. and the power outage was there until 2 a.m. because of the snow.
Even though the snowy conditions are dangerous for students, there's still a ton of fun indoor and outdoor activities to do.
Luckily for AACT students, the roads are starting to clear up, but it is forecast to snow again this weekend, so make sure to drive safe. I'm Abigail Sheats reporting for Trailblazer Media.
Thanks, Abby. Personally, I hate windy weather. It really blows. It's that time of year when juniors and seniors are gearing up for the ACT and SAT exams. Colleges around the country have taken a different approach to these tests recently. And here's Sydney with more on that.
Now that it is the second semester of the school year, upperclassmen are preparing for future coming exams. The ACT is required for juniors, while the SAT is optional for both juniors and seniors.
The expectation for these tests have changed a lot since COVID. So these tests, I think, are good for our kids in terms of them being able to kind of see where their levels are at, mostly for them, more so than for us. But a lot of colleges don't require them anymore, but it's good for like placement purposes and for these kids to kind of see where they're at, in terms of graduation and, maybe where they're stronger versus where they might need to work a little bit more when going off to college.
Most colleges accept either one, ACT or SAT. Some students do better on an SAT test than they do on an ACT test. ACT is college and career ready, so it's both. And SAT would be the components that you are learning here in your core curriculum standards, and not the college and career component on it as well. So some students decide to dive right into a career, and they could even use their ACT score to an employer because it is college and career ready, and then the SAT just being your core content items, so a little bit different, and some students can score a lot higher on one or the other. So it's a good idea to take a look at your PSAT, which was your practice SAT, to see if you did pretty well on that, or what areas you can improve, or if you want to retake it or not. Obviously not a requirement, but maybe you do better on that test than the ACT. So it's just an option for students to look into.
Preparations for these exams range from student to student. While some students need months in advance to study, others are more confident in taking the test without practice.
I have been preparing for the SAT and ACT through multiple things. To start, I've been taking the free Edgenuity courses, which have been very helpful. I also have a few textbooks that I have been studying over, ACT prep, SAT prep, and along with that, I have taken English 101 and English 102, so I feel like that's really going to help me with the English and writing part.
At the moment, I'm not really doing anything just because I feel like I got it in the bag, and I don't think there's anything that would really help me that much.
Seniors give advice to the underclassmen and juniors in regards to preparing and the formatting of the exams, and why they have helped shape their futures.
Do it, don't push it off to the last minute, do it as soon as possible. And then if you're a sophomore, at least try it then, so you can see what it is gonna look like. So the next year you can prepare, because that completely caught me off guard.
To describe the test, it is very hard and it is very strict. And then it's different because they take it more serious.
Reporting for Trailblazer Media, this is Sydney Chilson.
Thanks, Sydney. That's good to know of all the changes to those tests. Along with capstones, junior service learning projects will be presented on the same night, May 24th. But there's nothing junior about JSL. This is major service learning. So that's why we have Reyani here to give us more information.
Now that we're halfway through the year, the juniors of AACT are well underway for their junior service learning projects. Due to the pandemic, JSL projects have been put on hold, but this year they are reintroduced back into the curriculum. The purpose of these projects is to teach students communication, teamwork, and problem-solving skills through working with their surrounding community. Our teachers, Mrs. Marr and Mr. Burge, are guiding these groups into successfully helping their community and completing their projects, which will be presented by the end of the year.
These projects will be presented on May 24th. It starts around 2:30 in the afternoon and goes on till about 7 o'clock in the evening. The junior service learning projects will consist of the presentation, which is a PowerPoint or a video, as well as their portfolio notebooks that have their monthly check-ins and their artifacts and everything that goes according to the rubric.
Without set examples from last year's juniors, this year's projects have only been approved in time for winter break. Students should now be entering the production stage of their plans.
My JSL project is a mural in front of Miss Robinson's door on the outside. So now we're like halfway through, done with the mural. We've been cleaning the outside in front of Miss Robinson's room. And as soon as we're done cleaning with that, we're gonna finish the mural, but unfortunately the weather has been like really bad, so we haven't been able to do it, but when it gets nicer outside, we will hopefully finish the mural.
While some groups are progressing smoothly, some groups are just starting.
My JSL project is picking up trash in certain areas by working with an organization like Keep Tahoe Blue. Unfortunately, we are still in the beginning process because we're relying on the other organization to contact us first. So that's a bit unfortunate.
Due to the scale and impacts of these projects, some students still need a little more support in properly executing them.
I would say keep checking the Teams page, and I am here to answer any questions. Do not hesitate to communicate with me to ask questions. And students just need to know that the fact that they're doing this project and trying to reach out in the community and learn from all this, this is a good thing. I'm not expecting miracles yet. I'm just proud that the kids are getting started and getting into their community and learning how to do this whole process. It's going to work out in the end.
With only 3 months left for their JSL projects, juniors should be diligently working, filling out their progress reports, and checking in with their advisors. For more information, check out Trailblazer Media and watch the JSL promo. Reporting for Trailblazer Media, I'm Reyani Apag.
JSL is pretty major. Thanks for the info, Reyani. With spring approaching, we are getting that much closer to a new wildfire season, and AACT will be taking an active role in this fight with the new Fire Science Academy. Keira has more on this exciting development.
In 2025, AACT is adding a new CTE academy called Fire Science to its roster. The Fire Science Academy will teach students the science of understanding and preventing urban and wildfires.
So the Fire Science Academy would be a collaboration between Bureau of Land Management and Truckee Meadows Fire Department in regards to training high school kids to prepare for a career in firefighting, whether that's with a structure department or wildland department, like Bureau of Land Management.
We hope that this new academy will bring in a whole new demographic of students who have not previously thought of attending AACT.
I actually know a lot of students who were interested in becoming a firefighter, and they actually graduated, and I actually have coworkers who are going to college right now, become EMS and firefighter people, so yeah.
We also hope that this new academy brings in new life and energy to our school environment.
I think it'll be a positive effect on our community here, just by bringing in something new to kind of bring a jolt of energy. It's been a long time since we've had a new academy here at AACT, so I think just bringing in a new group of people, some new instructors, some new students, will bring a jolt of energy and just add to our community. I really don't think there's going to be anything that takes away from what we've worked really hard to build here, so I think it's just going to be a positive addition.
As we all know, the Reno-Tahoe area is frequently stricken by rampant wildfires every year. Hopefully, our new academy will help to aid in the battle and how to understand this complex force of nature. I'm Keira Parrish with AACTV.
That was heat. Thanks for the info, Keira. Speaking of heat, it's almost time to see the burning talents of our AACT students during this year's talent show, scheduled for March 4th. With more on that, here's Mack.
Students at AACT are very talented individuals, and every year we hold a talent show to let the students showcase their special abilities to the whole school. The talent show is coming up and will take place on March 17th. But before we get to the show, leadership has to host tryouts to test who is worthy for the show.
We are looking for confidence, the originality of it, and overall how well they do in a setting where there's multiple people watching them. And I think the most important is just for them to have fun.
These students have a wide variety of skills, some of which may include singing,
I'm going to be doing stand-up comedy. Though, I mean, I'm sitting down at the moment, but still. I mean, I think my material could probably be pretty funny.
and even playing instruments.
As far as I know, I'm the only one playing an instrument, and I really love my guitar. My guitar is my pride and joy, and I put a lot of time into this before I signed up, and then after I signed up, I practiced nonstop just that. So I think I do pretty well.
Wow, that's really impressive. How do you think you'll do?
I don't know, because everyone here has a lot of talent, and it's a nice opportunity. I'm hoping I do well, because, I mean, my guitar's great. I love my guitar. But I get nervous sometimes, and I'll, either go too fast or I'll be a little bit off tune. But it's just a matter of I need to get out of my head a bit, and I think if I can do that, I'll do pretty well.
Leadership, who is in charge of organizing the talent show, has decided to make a few changes this year. This year has brought a whole new crowd, so when comparing it to last year's competitors, we may see some new and exciting acts.
It was different because we decided to have a theme for our talent show, as well as we are holding auditions for those who want to be part of our talent show.
The talent show will take place on March 17th, so make sure to tune in and cast your votes during the event. All these students have great potential, and I'm excited for them to show the school what they've got. I'm Marko reporting for AACTV.
Thanks, Mack. I'm stoked to see what they have in store for us this year. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. Remember that the Natural Resources Academy is selling Valentine's flowers again this year. To order, go to aactflowershop.weebly.com or see a Natural Resources Academy student. With more on the upcoming holiday, here's Sadie Weed.
AACT is spreading the love this year. The academies are preparing for Valentine's Day by making and selling flower bouquets, candygrams, and desserts. A chocolate goes on behind the scenes in preparation for this fun-filled holiday.
The Agriculture Science Academy is putting their floral arrangement skills to use by creating beautifully crafted bouquets for Valentine's Day.
Yes, we are selling single roses through the student store. We're also doing our annual dozen roses as well. Those are going to be wrapped and in a vase. There's a lot of factors that go into selling the floral arrangements. Most importantly is making sure that we have the flowers, of course, making sure we have the right surprise, and then also creating a price point for each of those arrangements as well. We're selling the single roses through the student store, and then we're selling our dozen roses through our website, which we have a bunch of flyers up around school with the QR code.
The Education and Training Academy is organizing candygrams for your friends and secret admirers.
Yes, so we're selling candygrams for Valentine's Day. They're $4 each, and we are partnered with the Spanish Club on it. So we take some profit and they take some profit for every one we sell. So we have a big box of candy that I won't disclose where the location is. And we bag up the candy and they get prepared in one of our back rooms. So at lunch, up until Valentine's Day, we're going to have a table out in front of the Locks room.
The Culinary Academy is utilizing their baking skills to make many tasty treats for their Valentine's Day special.
Yeah, so we're making Valentine's Day treats that we're going to be selling in our bakery. So during class, we work hard to produce baked goods, and then we also will decorate them in preparation to get sold. So the bakery's open both before school and after school from 7 to 9 in the morning and about 2:45 to 3:30 in the afternoons.
Wow, it looks like AACT students are working hard to get ready for Valentine's Day. Be sure to check out the Culinary Academy's Valentine's Day truffles. With AACTV, I'm Uma Lord.
Thanks for the report, Sadie. Don't forget your loved ones or even just your best buds this Valentine's Day. That's all for this episode. Stay tuned for our next broadcast this March. I'm Roukey.
And I'm Christian Ordaz.
And this is AACTV.